So obviously we keep it really minimal with toys, but it has been so great, and I don't feel like we need anything extra. If anything, I think that this is too much stuff because we always are outside, or we have... Okay, so the camera just died, but essentially what I'm getting at is we keep it very, very minimal. We have one baby play gym, one activity mat, we have the kitchen, and then let me show you what we have in the other room. Okay, so this room is currently a mess because we just got a lot of new packages, including my new bike basket, which I'm super excited for. But in here we have this fold and go personal trampoline. This is so great to like help kids get a little bit of extra energy out before nap time. And this is something that I was able to find free. Someone was getting rid of it and we just needed to pick it up. So that was a win. This baby bouncer I got secondhand for $4, I believe. And this cover is washable. So you take off the cover, you just sanitize these parts, and then you are good to go. And I think every baby household needs one of these. They are a lifesaver. And then this is just the upper part of the play gym, and then just a few baby toys, a swaddle, stuffed animal, and a little rattle situation. Honestly, I feel like that's all we need. There are so many other things we can play with. We can play with tissue paper, regular tissues. We can just feel whatever textures are around the house, and it's just so minimal and so great. And at the end of the day, this is generally where we put this stuff. Sometimes we'll put this stuff in the dresser cupboard, but sometimes we're lazy and we just stick it in here because this is essentially our garage storage right now. Totally messy right now. We've got, like I said, we got a lot of packages and things going on, so this is definitely a room that we do extra supervision in, and you know, clearly this is why. So we also do have a pack and play that we don't use too much at this point, but I'm sure in a few months we will be using a lot more. And then in here, this is also our fun wall. We have Kyle's cowboy hat, a Harry Potter Marauders map picture, and then this was Kyle's 24 birthday piñata that we turned into a Loch Ness monster, and we played with it. Now it hangs up here, and if we do any art that we want to be displayed, then we will put it on this wall, and it's just kind of our fun kids wall. So behind the mirror, we also have this really strange little scooter that we found at Goodwill. It was pajama masks, PJ masks, and what we did, we took out the batteries because it was a very loud toy, and then we started decorating it. So we put in this picture of me and Kyle, so it's like us driving around, and then we started adding, this is just paper, so it's not super secure, but it was a fun little thing to do. And it gets parked right behind the mirror, not a big deal. And then this is the toy bin. So I'm just gonna sit down right here and go through some of the toys real fast. So like I said, most of the toys are stored in the kitchen, and then this is everything else just in this little bucket. So we have things like old Scantrons that we practice circling and filling in the bubbles with. This is a sock filled with rice that I heat up for cramps and aches, and this gets played with like a stuffed animal. Our old wedding invitations, we will fold these into things like boats, or just pretend that they're mail. I still have a lot of notepads and such from the real estate days, and so they're great for little kids to have their own notepads. Any free stickies, things like that. Just colorful, fun boxes. We've got a dollar store workbook and just things like that where it's really not much, but it's just really good to use imagination and to play with and just to kind of look at things a little differently. Here are some of the things that like I will make to try to be a little more like educational or have more of a specific thing, just like the beans, the dry beans that are in the cupboard. Those are really for sensory, and we'll like fold little origami things and make a sensory bin out of that. So these are just some very random things that we just made not too long ago. This is just a piece of cardboard. It's a rectangle, number the sides. We also have a triangle, square, just shapes to talk about. This is a newer thing. They're just popsicle sticks with the numbers 0 through 10, and each one has a blank, and so you have to figure out what is missing and clip it into place. And so this was also especially fun because when you are little and you find out that there's such a thing as a master key, it's life-changing. So I only have like a set of 5, but it's been really good and really helps the kids think. This is another one with clothespins, and again, I mean, it's just $1 for a pack of like 30 clothespins and then just like a free paint chip sample, and it's good fine motor skills. And then talking about colors, especially if you were learning colors in a different language as well, or if you're learning about mixing colors, this is great. And so we have red, blue, and we had a green one, but that one didn't last long. But again, it's just cheap, but it has a lot of educational value, and then it's also just a fun toy to play with in different ways, because the next thing you know, you can clip the clothespins onto stuffed animals and all sorts of things. And that's pretty much what we have for toys. Again, there's a lot of outside time, there's a lot of art projects. We will cook together, bake together, read books, just sit and talk and tell stories. Just a few more things that I just want to talk about. I am huge into music and how it's so good for kids. So we do music time. We have a guitar, a piano, and sometimes I'll get out viola or violin and just like talk about it and do just like a little bit of introduction to it. And I know a lot of people don't like to hear a kid banging on the piano keys, or whenever my nephews come around, my in-laws are always like, be careful with the guitar, but I'm very much pro exploration in that area. I think it's great for kids to pluck the strings and hear the sound and to talk about high notes, low notes, loud notes, quiet notes, and whatnot. So we do a lot of piano, guitar, and we just do a lot of singing. We will sing and make songs about absolutely anything, and especially with names. Learning to spell names. There was this little tune that I used to help kids spell their name no matter what it was. R-O-C-K-Y, Rocky. And then, you know, we joke around and be like, R-O-C-K-Y, toothpaste. And then the kid's like, no, and then they really recognize their name and the letters in their names. So that was so fun. Last thing, as I believe I already talked about our fort situation, there is also the Calm app. And the Calm app used to be 10 times better, and now you have to subscribe to unlock 80% if not more of the content. And it kind of breaks my heart because I loved this app so much, but I still use it. And I use it for sleep stories, and they do have sleep stories for kids, and there are a few free ones that you don't have to pay to unlock. There's just a few though, and so the ones that we listen to are the Moshi stories. And so it's about this like magical island of Moshi where the animals sleep, and so there's one about a koala bear named Sleepy Paws and then a panda named Shishi. And I believe that Moshi actually has their own app with more stories. But again, this app used to be so much better. They used to have so much more free content, and now they don't. But they also do have like a meditating bell, soundscapes, which can be really nice with like little babies instead of like a noise machine. And while I'm talking about it, there is another, it's the Calm Sleep app, and this one only recently, very recently, decided that you needed to pay a lot of money to unlock content, but there's still a lot of stuff that is free. And so I actually really like this for the sleep stories. There's a few that just have really great narrations that have these great long pauses that really help you like drift off to sleep, and sometimes I'll use them. They also do have some meditations, but I think that they are more and more locking them up and asking you to pay. There's that. So this is the end of video number 2. Thank you for watching, and there you go.